Lions and the Tennessee Titans. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Nashville. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. On play action, it's Dobbs. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Willis with it on 3rd and 1. A gritty play there. Put his nose down and got his guys a first.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
On first down, Willis. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And that's a tough throw for a right-handed quarterback, rolling out to his left and trying to get the ball to a receiver. We've seen all those drills where they're trying to get the shoulders square and point it towards the target downfield.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. That's complete to Westbrook-Ikhine. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Finding the tight end Hooper. Finding room at midfield. Look at the big man rumble. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does, because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. A first down carry for Henry. And he is going to lose yardage here. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive. But this is 3rd down. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Trying for it on 4th down. Here's Willis. Being chased out left. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. They opt to go for it, and they get it. 1st and goal after a pickup of 5. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Now they'll look to Willis to throw. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Alex Anzalone, and the Lions will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. No score after 1 on EA Sports. That's once again complete to Chark. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. From the red zone now, Goff. And trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Christian Fulton. And the Titans are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To the air on first down. Here's Willis. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And some room to roam now.
And Brandon, how many times have we talked with these rookies out there, and then we finally hear from them that the game slowed down and they're able to handle things? Not so far for this rookie, because right now, back-to-back drives, they picked him off. Not college football anymore. He's got to find a way to handle what these defenses throw at him.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Rush coming, and he's taken down. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
Chalk that one up to bad acting, I guess, because they certainly failed to sell the handoff, and the pressure stayed keyed in on the quarterback. No Oscar awards for this offense, just a loss of yardage.
And that will be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Badgley able to punch this one through. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice?
Willis throws another interception, his third of the game. Picked by Jeff Okudah. There he goes, right side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. Second down throw coming by Willis. He's got Swaim here as tight end outright. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Henry running right. And some room to work. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. Sliding out of the pocket. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. Now another timeout called for by the offense So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off play action. Here's Goff. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Kevin Byard.
And the Titans will take over here at their own 14-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Over to Hooper on the sideline.
And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
Willis looking to throw it.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Play action. It's Goff. Rolling to his right. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
Badgley's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway.
Pulls it in at the 13. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Goff's throw complete there to St. Brown.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Goff a handoff here to Swift.
The tackle by Terrence Mitchell.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A gain there of 21 yards.
Swift going to try up the middle. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Goff. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown! From 10 yards out.
And the Lions take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. They'll try to run with Swift.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And I think the offense got it back. Yes, they did. At the 2-yard line is where they'll have it. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 2nd down, here's Henry. They find some open field here. Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry, 78 yards.
And the Titans get a bit closer.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown.
Taken from about the 12. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Now a throw here to his running back. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Past the 20. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
DeAndre Swift.
59 yards.
And the Lions are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And the lead is up to 18 now. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this 3rd quarter.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They set up the screen for Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Now Willis on 1st and 10.
And his throw is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Again, Willis to throw.
And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10.
Now Willis on 1st and 10.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now left side on the swing pass. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Willis got to have this one. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it. And they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Willis's throw hauled in by Westbrook Akina here. 2nd and 9. 2nd down, Willis looks to throw here.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down. They'll try the right side with Henry.
148 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. That's a gain of 7, and will leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets them down to the 2. and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
Ready, break. He's coming. Check him. Hey, pick your game up.
Willis going to try to run it.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down. Trying to punch it in with Henry.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Willis, 4th down, has to have it.
And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the Lions looking like they're going to come away with a victory. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need